Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our online store. So in this video we'll be having a look at the Goku BWFC or Banpresto World Figure Colosseum figure. This is actually from the second series of BWFC, which came out in 2019, and it is the continuation of the S Cultures line, which has been running since 2011, where people can vote for which figure they like the best. Now, you first might be wondering, why is Goku actually wearing this strange outfit? Goku does actually wear this exact outfit in the series. Towards the end of Dragon Ball, before Dragon Ball Z, there's kind of a time skip. So if you remember when Child Goku, as in Child Goku, fights Piccolo Daimao and he flies through him, tears his chest open, and just before Piccolo Daimao dies, he spits out an egg, or lays an egg, but he actually literally spits it out of his mouth, and baby Piccolo, as in Piccolo, the one that we see throughout the rest of the series, is born, but he's still a child, and then he grows up really quickly, and yeah, as I said, there's this time skip. So Goku appears at the final World Martial Arts Tournament in the Dragon Ball story arc, and this is when he's wearing that outfit. Now he does actually change out of that outfit and kind of fights like this. So he only wears it for a very brief period of time, but he does actually wear that outfit, and everybody doesn't recognize him, mainly because he's gone from this to this, and then he takes the turban off, and people recognize his trademark hair. So this is not a fantasy figure. He does actually wear this in the series. Now let's have a look. Let's just have a quick look at the box. Very quick look at the box. There is something actually I want to point out later, so I will just leave that there. Now the figure is very, very tall. If I actually measure it, it is, you probably can't see the top actually on camera, but it's about, to the top of the umbrella, it's about 23.5, 24 centimeters roughly. So that is quite big. I'm just trying to think. That's what, about 9 inches, something like that, I think. So yeah, very tall. Now the figure actually comes in 8 pieces. You heard that right, 8 pieces. The only other figure I can remember having that many pieces or more was the Buggy from S Culture's line, but I don't remember any Dragon Ball figures having that many. So it was very, very carefully planned and designed. It was actually made by Manabu Yamashita, which is quite a famous, arguably the most famous sculptor for Banpresto. So the 8 pieces are the base, the stand, the bottom half, the top half of Goku, including all of the back. That is all connected to the top half of Goku, and then the other 4 pieces are in this rather complex umbrella. So there's one piece here, which is this bottom piece, and it actually is very hard. It was very hard for me anyway to fit it into this long part, which is another piece. And then if I take off the umbrella, this is the third piece, and that just slots in there. And then the umbrella itself has a groove. It doesn't actually lock in, but it has a cutout groove, and then it just sits on the top. So they are the 8 pieces. Now the thing that I was going to point out is, if you have a look carefully at the box, it actually shows that underpiece, this piece here, as red to match the red umbrella, but the figure itself is actually brown. Now I am 99% sure it is supposed to be brown, and the reason why is if you've ever got one of these type of umbrellas in a cocktail or something, and you actually look on the inside, you will notice that it is actually brown. They use a different material than the top. So I think Banpresto realized that was a mistake, and fortunately they fixed it before it went into mass production. I don't think anyone would have even noticed it had I not said anything, but I did just want to point out that. And the other thing I was going to point out is that on my one, this piece is actually quite badly bent, is really bent around, and it's not supposed to, I don't believe, be like that. So maybe just the way it was packed. I mean, it's a very big, chunky figure. There's a lot of plastic there, and I guess it was just sort of squashed in, even though it is a fairly big box. And unfortunately, it was fairly badly bent. So these things do happen. None of the customers we sold this to said anything, so I'm quite interested if anybody else out there had the same problem. But you know, this can happen to anybody. Happens to me. This is a figure from my my personal collection, so it it can happen. Now, if that does happen to you, what I am going to do is just get an elastic band, put it around. I'll show you guys clearly, and I'm going to clip it on his ponytail at the back. And if I just move the box out of the way and just try and give it enough give to pull, I don't know if you guys can see that, but because of I'm kind of using it as a gear, so as I turn this around, it increases the amount of, or decreases the amount of give in it, so it's pulling it more, and that will just slowly bend it back into place. I know someone out there is probably going to find this quite amusing, which is fine, but yeah, that should over time fix the problem if you do experience that. I have done that with another figure, this figure. So these energy what do you call them, energy waves were sort of drooping down, and I used elastic bands to pick them back up, and that's been quite effective. So anyway, these things do happen, and it's not the end of the world. I actually think it kind of stands better by doing that, because if it was perfectly straight, then the umbrella would actually maybe tilt back too much. So it actually is it's kind of almost flat that way. But anyway, I wasted a lot of time just talking about that, but I just wanted to point that out. But overall, I really love this style of Goku. I mean, we've had so many Gokus in just his normal outfit, and I really love this sort of adventurous Arabian type feel of Goku with sort of all his robes. It actually reminds me of the Luffy, I think it was S-Culture's 5 in One Piece, the Strong World, the one from the Strong World movie. And he's kind of, he doesn't wear a turban, but he's got like sort of that same adventurous type clothing. I believe I have reviewed that figure. If I have, I'll link it in the top right hand corner. You can click the eye. But I mean, just look at all the detail with this figure, and especially in the umbrella. You can see, I think these are meant to be like from the rain, because it's raining when Goku has the umbrella. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to put a hole in it. Maybe they needed to do that for the manufacturing, I'm not sure. It looks kind of cool, but it kind of looks a little bit out of place, I think. But yeah, I don't know. And I really love this top part here. just the detail in that, it's really very, very impressive. I mean, just as a sculpt, the amount of effort that went into this was really amazing. And one of the most impressive things actually for me is that back in S Cultures 2 in 2012, this along with the Krillin was the first figures that they made entirely suspended in the air. They're just sitting in one stand like that. And now here we are in 2019 with a really big, large, chunky figure that is entirely suspended in the air with just one stand. So things have definitely come a long way. So I think this is a really fantastic figure. It's maybe not one, obviously, that you would say, oh, I need to have that in my collection, because as I said, Goku does not wear that outfit for very long at all in the series. But the actual overall quality of this thing is extremely impressive. And it really is a beautiful figure, especially with this red umbrella. It just has a very oriental feel to it and kind of brings the Dragon Ball universe alive. But I'd love to know what you guys think. So please leave a comment below, and yeah, as always, check out a lot of the other videos and our online store, all the details in the description of this video. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.